So this year I forgot to make an appointment to get a photo session done, and I subsequently did not order Christmas cards, and we're well into December. Are Happy New Year cards appropriate? So I just wanted to share a few tips with you on how I keep my December as simple as possible. So the first one, and one of the most important things to do all year long, but especially for December, is to budget. So by budget, I mean budget your finances. I use a website called everydollar.com. It's a Dave Ramsey app and website. It is completely free. You don't need to do anything but sign up and download the app. It will get you started today. It doesn't matter if it's the middle of the month. It doesn't matter if you've never budgeted in your life. It is so user-friendly. Budget your finances. Get on that ASAP if you haven't yet. My second tip would be to budget your time. Now, I know that it's too easy to overschedule and it's very hard to say no, but I've realized over the years there are so many activities that we have to stop and really think about why we're doing them. Is it because we actually love doing them? Is it because it's tradition? Is it because it's a new thing that someone's decided was really important to do in the last couple of years? Whatever the case may be, we can't do it all, and we shouldn't want to try. So something that I do is I actually take a piece of paper and I write down the event. I write down the date that I want to do it or that it's scheduled on. I also write down the true cost of it, meaning, for example, Santa. It's not just a $40 Santa picture. It is money for outfits. It is gas money to get to the mall. It is lunch or dinner because you're going to be exhausted after waiting in that line. It's probably a Starbucks or a dessert stop and maybe a few gifts along the way because you're already at the mall. So your $40 to $50 Santa picture is now $300. So write the true cost down next to it. Then write why you're doing it. This is the mindful part, people. Really take stock of why you want to do that activity, and then write that down. Then next to that, write who you're actually doing it for. Now, Santa pictures may be because your children love Santa and they want to tell him what they want this year. Then go for it by all means. But if it's because you want the picture and your kids actually hate seeing Santa, we might want to rethink why we're doing that. So write down every single thing that you think you need to or want to do during this month. Write down the cost, write down the date, everything you need to do, take stock of all of that, and then slowly start wiping things off the list that aren't that important to you. Now, my side tip to that is, as your kids get older, and from day one, if you have a spouse or significant other that needs to go to these events, please keep them in mind and have an open conversation with them about it. There's a few things that I love to do, but my husband absolutely despises. Or I have one Buddy the Elf child and one Grinch child, and one will go for anything that I plan on doing. The other one refuses to go to most of them. So really engage them in those conversations, and maybe there is something that the Grinch one really loves to do and I didn't think about it before. So I put that on the list. You know, just really be mindful of who you're going with and if they really want to do it as well. Now, that all being said, besides budgeting your money, besides budgeting your time, I highly suggest doing something at least once this month that you normally don't do, that's for somebody else that either won't know that you did it for them or in no way can pay you back. And I know that sounds a little bit cliche and weird, but it really changes the atmosphere in your life and in your home, and it also really changes the attitude about giving and gifts and what the season's really about. So it could be anything. It could be a Secret Santa gift. It could be donating to something. It could be donating your time. It could be taking cookies to a neighbor that you know doesn't have family around. It could be anything, but I really suggest and try to get your family involved with it as well. So this next tip isn't for everyone, but I think you'll get the point. many of us find so much joy in looking at photos and videos of what our friends and family are doing, especially those that are far away from us. And, we do that mostly through social media, and that's awesome. But I think that there's a big group of us that can actually endure stress, or maybe even start to feel envious, or dare I say jealous, when we watch a lot of videos or we continuously scroll through feeds on our favorite social media sites, and they're loaded with the highlights of people's holiday season, them spending time with family members and going to the snow, going to zoo lights, seeing Santa, all those good things. It can actually be a source of stress or, problem. So either way, I think it's healthy to take a step back and to take breaks, especially during this busy season of life, because even if you are enjoying it, oftentimes we tend to spend way too much time doing that, and that's taking away from being in the moment, actually, and doing some of those things ourselves. I have found myself, scrolling through feeds and looking at different apps for an hour and a half. And I could have taken that time to go take my kids ice skating, or to go for a nice walk outside with my dog, So I know I've wasted precious time doing that as well. So unplugging, setting limits, setting timers is a really good thing. And, we have so much technology available to us. There's really no excuse these days. We can set timers where it shuts it off or just reminds us that we've spent, 30 minutes on whatever site and we should probably take a break. So anyway, that's a good one. And my last tip kind of goes along with that, and it is really taking time for yourself as well. And what I'm particularly talking about is health and wellness and fitness. We tend to derail ourselves during this season, especially because we are surrounded by beautiful foods, lovely desserts, plenty of chocolate, drinks galore. They just surround us, and it's so hard to say no, especially when that cheese plate comes by. Really. So tamales, are you kidding me right now? Anyway, don't get me started. What I have really decided to do and have actively made the choice to do is to obviously not stop my fitness regimen, I guess you call it. I am making sure that I am still setting those schedules and those timers and making it a priority to go work out, to get some exercise, to get outside. I'm keeping my sleep schedule the same as possible. I am doing the same thing for my children, and that lends itself back to the managing your time. If you say no to a couple of parties that week, then that gives you time to be at home and resting and eating healthy and relaxing, and just making those conscious efforts to not consume alcohol and to not indulge too much in chocolates and cheeses and caffeines all the time, and beautiful fruit cakes and whatever else it is that you might be into. We need to just really try our hardest to stay in check with our consistent diets, so that our gut health stays healthy, so that our energy levels stay up, so that we can enjoy those events that we do want to go to. And the better we are with that, then the healthier we will be, and the less opportunity that a virus or bacteria can get in and get us sick. Because, I've spent way too many holidays sick or with a sick child, and I basically attribute it to just overscheduling and, eating terribly and weakening the immune system, So there really is a benefit into eating right and staying hydrated and getting as much rest as possible and keeping your exercise routine up. So that's something that we've really committed to this season. And of course, we're going to enjoy good stuff sometimes, but that's sometimes, not all the time. And I think that the more we consistently do these things, then the less we have to make resolutions in January, and we just get the leg up on everybody. All right, anyway, I hope you guys have a great holiday and just a beautiful December, a healthy December, a happy December, and until next time, see you soon.